They trained Samsung. They powered Tesla. They helped rebuild post-war Japan. And then vanished. This is the untold story of Sanyo, a tech empire that shaped the future but couldn't survive it. This isn't just a business case study. It's a story of ambition, sacrifice, innovation, and collapse. A legacy buried beneath the brands we celebrate today. Our story begins on Awaji Island, Japan in 1902. A boy named Toshio Aiwe was born into a family of farmers. His father left the land behind to become a sailor. When Toshio was just 13, his father was lost at sea. In defiance of his mother's wishes, the boy followed the same path, becoming a sailor himself. During one voyage, a nearby warehouse exploded. Toshio's boat sank. He barely survived. That moment changed everything. He abandoned the sea and joined a tiny electronics shop run by his brother-in-law, a man named Konosuke Matsushita, who would go on to found Panasonic. Together, they would help electrify Japan. Toshio started at the bottom, wiring sockets by hand. But he had vision. He became Konosuke's right-hand man. He traveled to Tokyo, led deals, handled crises, and earned trust. But then came war. Matsushita's electronics were classified as luxuries and banned. Factories were converted to produce bayonets, propellers, even ships and planes. Toshio Ue personally led the company's shipbuilding effort, plunging into freezing waters to inspect boats. When the war ended, Japan was devastated. And Matsushita Electric, having supported the war effort, was marked for dissolution by the Allied occupation forces. To protect the company, Toshio Ue resigned. It was a silent act of sacrifice. But Toshio couldn't stay away. In 1947, he returned with a vision and a loan from Sumitomo Bank. Matsushita gifted him a small unused factory and the right to use their old bicycle lamp design. With that, Sanyo was born. The name meant three oceans, a symbol of global ambition. Their first factory had power for only part of the day. Resources were scarce, but they made it work. Sanyo bicycle lamps soon dominated the Japanese market. They expanded into horns, locks, and eventually radios and household appliances. The post-war boom was coming, and Sanyo was ready. In the 1950s, Japan's economy took off. A new middle class emerged. Sanyo quickly diversified into toasters, radios, and washing machines. Their 1952 radio, the SS-52, was revolutionary. Lightweight plastic housing meant it was affordable. Sanyo promoted it with an oversized version mounted on a truck, driving through the streets of Tokyo. It was part tech, part theater. Then came their washing machine. Toshio had seen one by the U.S. company Hoover and ordered it reverse-engineered. But the real genius? The pitch. Toshio compared Japanese housewives' daily laundry effort to carrying the weight of an elephant every 3 years. The solution? A Sanyo washing machine, designed not just for convenience but for preserving youth and dignity. It was powerful. Sales exploded. By 1960, Sanyo had become Japan's third-largest electronics manufacturer. Sanyo thought globally. In 1958, it struck a deal with Channel Master in the U.S. to produce products under an American label. Factories followed, first in Hong Kong, then across Asia and beyond. In 1968, Toshio Ue met Lee Byung-chul, the founder of Samsung. The two men became friends. Sanyo trained over 100 Korean engineers. Together, they launched a joint venture. But as Samsung grew, overlaps bred friction. In 1974, Sanyo pulled out. Samsung went solo. The world was beginning to shift. By the 1970s, Sanyo was huge. Over 300 products, from TVs to Seiki warmers. But then came trouble. The U.S. accused Japanese firms, including Sanyo, of dumping TVs, selling them below cost to kill U.S. manufacturers. American TV jobs fell 50%. In response, Japan agreed to limit exports. Sanyo adapted. They built a TV factory in Arkansas backed by then-Governor Bill Clinton. They opened plants in Ghana and Tierra del Fuego. This one-third strategy, diversify production across regions, worked brilliantly. By 1978, U.S. sales had soared to $855 million. But not all was perfect. In 1985, Sanyo kerosene heaters caused carbon monoxide poisoning. 4 people died. Kaoru Ue, Toshio's brother, took the fall and resigned. Satoshi Ue, Toshio's son, took over. But Japan's golden era was ending. In the 1990s, Japan's economy collapsed. Domestic demand dried up. Korean and Chinese companies produced cheaper electronics. Sanyo's profits fell by 70%. For the first time in decades, dividends were cut. Sanyo tried to move production to Southeast Asia. It saved costs but created stranded assets. Factories were hard to close. and harder to profit from. There was only one hope left: batteries. Sanyo had quietly led the battery revolution since the 1960s. Their nickel-cadmium batteries were legendary. In the 1990s, they pioneered nickel-metal hydride and lithium-ion batteries, producing them at scale before most companies even knew the term. Their tech powered early hybrid cars: Ford Escape, Honda Accord, Civic. They also led Japan's solar cell market, pushing bold experiments: solar air conditioners, solar roofs, even solar cars. Batteries became Sanyo's crown jewel. But just as they were turning the corner, disaster struck. In 2004, a massive 6.8 earthquake struck Niigata Prefecture, home to Sanyo's semiconductor plant. The building survived. The cleanroom didn't. Wafers were destroyed. Equipment shattered. Water lines failed. The company couldn't even clean the chemicals. Losses were massive: $840 million. Worse still, they had no insurance. The company that had once forecast modest profit was now bleeding. The dividend was gone. Faith was shaken. And so began the final chapter. In 2005, in a stunning move, Sanyo appointed Tomoyo Nonaka, a former journalist, as CEO. She launched Project Gaia, an ambitious pivot to green tech: solar-powered batteries, recycled water washing machines, sustainability as strategy. It was bold. It was hopeful. But Sanyo had no money left to transform. Losses mounted. Investors, including Goldman Sachs, stepped in with $2.6 billion. They demanded fast restructuring. Nonaka resisted. She found accounting irregularities worth over $1 billion. She pushed for an investigation. The board pushed her out, and with her went the Yu family. After nearly 60 years, the founders were gone. Sanyo was dismantled. Phones sold to Kyocera, semiconductors sold to onsemi, appliances sold to Haier. Taiwan JV became Sanlux, brand erased. And in 2009, the final twist. Panasonic, once founded by the Iue family's in-laws, acquired Sanyo. Only one division survived: batteries. And those batteries? They powered Tesla. Sanyo no longer exists, but its story is everywhere, hidden inside your hybrid car, your solar panels, and your phone battery. It trained the engineers that built Samsung. It helped power a clean energy revolution. It shaped the Japanese middle class. Sanyo's fall wasn't just about failure. It was about what happens when companies stop adapting, when loyalty outweighs leadership, when innovation isn't enough. This wasn't just the fall of a company. It was the end of an era,